What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Heel Hookers podcast, episode 85. Let's fucking go. Ginger, do you know what week it is?
It's Thug Rose Fight Week.
Thug fucking Rose Fight Week. Let's fucking go. That's the most important shit of this weekend. It's not even close. There's no one more exciting, more fun, that's done more, a better fighter, anything like that. Motherfucking Thug Rose Fight Week. But before we get into all of that, as always, like and subscribe. It helps out. It really does. Appreciate everyone that dropped a comment, everything like that. Let's fucking go. Break the streak. Like 2-3 weeks in a row, I think I was fucking it up. I got it through. Let's go.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah,
he kept saying
everything.
He
like
said,
the comment.
Oh, like that,
say,
like that. I
drop
thought you
a
were fucking
comment,
up by not saying
comment,
it. Yeah.
Drop a content. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
we
drop
got
the content down in the comments.
Let's fucking go. But yeah, it's that's the most important shit this weekend. On Friday, we do have a Bellator event. It's the first one under the PFL brand, Bellator Championship Series. They also announced that it's going to be on Max for the US, which is that's definitely a good thing for them. They got like a pretty solid reach. Like a lot of people are subscribed to it. The only MMA platform on there. They got other like major sports, so it can definitely be good for trying to bring in new viewers just across the world to just the Bellator brand. You know what I mean?
It can be if they were in a better time slot.
Yes.
Noon on a Friday. Not the greatest.
People work all types of hours, you know?
And it's like you gotta understand it. It is in Belfast, Ireland, so they're gonna cater to where they're at, you know. But
no, 100%.
I definitely do agree with that. Like this event is not the kickstart to the year and everything that we were hoping for at all.
No.
Originally, when it was first announced, it was just one title fight. It has been since upgraded to 2, so that's very nice. But the main event is Corey Anderson versus Carl Moore. Corey, when he had his first fight with Vadim for the title, it was like he looked very good in that. It was like almost like on his way to winning it. Then there was the weirdest fucking worst ground and pound I've ever seen in my life, where Corey is on top of Vadim. I think he goes to throw an elbow, and he like whiffed so hard and put so much force into it that he smacks his head into Vadim, and it ends up getting ended and ends in a no contest because of the accidental headbutt. Terrible.
Yeah,
I've never
sucks.
seen anyone do that before. And then he easily lost the rematch to Vadim. It wasn't that close. It wasn't competitive. It was just... So he's back in a title fight again against Carl Moore, 12-2 in his MMA run. So, you know, not too bad. But there's just no hype on this event at all.
No. I mean, yeah, especially considering like Corey's last win was a split decision over Phil Davis, Mr. Wonderful.
I mean, I know, in all honesty, like, I know it's like people aren't going to give him respect for that, but it's like Phil Davis has always been one of those guys where it's just hard to look good against him. You know what I mean? Like,
no,
he's done very well against Vadim Nemkov in over 2 fights. It's not the greatest win, but it's hard to get a solid win over Phil Davis. But no,
I can understand that. It's not so much that, it's just so much that it was a split.
Yeah.
And when I was watching the fight, I just remember it being just extremely close where it could have gone either way type of deal. So it's just like,
Nah, I definitely understand that. But in the co-main event, originally Jeremy Kennedy was supposed to take on James Gallagher, which would have been a good fight, but he got upgraded into a title fight against Patricio Pitbull. So that is easily the biggest, best fight, most important fight on the card, the one that everyone's going to care about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in terms of like the hometown and like everything being in Ireland, I'm sure they're probably very excited for Carl Moore to get his shot, but the overall fan base, it's fucking Patricio Pitbull. You got to love him. He's always there for an exciting fight, and yeah, I'm definitely excited for that.
I was about to say, definitely the greatest featherweight of all time who has not fought in the UFC.
Yeah, that there's no doubt about it. Just even like in all reality, one of the greatest fighters of all time that's never fought in the UFC. Like, you
Yes.
know what I mean? Dude fucking knocked out Michael Chandler fucking for the title at 155 in Bellator, you know?
Yep.
Like, it's a, yeah, absolutely legendary fighter. The thing that I'm the most questioning of on this card is how come in the featured bout we got Fabian Edwards versus Aaron Jeffrey labeled as a number one contenders fight, because Fabian just lost to Johnny Eblen for the title.
Yeah, in September.
I just don't get that at all. That just seems like a weird thing to kind of go to.
Yeah, and Aaron Jeffrey is on a 1-fight winning streak.
Very nice.
He lost to John Salter and then beat Dalton Rasta.
Okay, Dalton Rasta, he's not a bad fighter. Like,
He's not a bad fighter.
I remember
he
like
won.
when Bellator still had rankings, he was in like the top 10. So, you know, not terrible, but yeah.
But the fact that one person just lost their title shot, the other person is on a 1-fight winning streak, and they're in a title eliminator.
Yeah,
that's the part where we're all confused. It's not so much that they're bad. It's just like with the most recent fights they've had, why are they in a title eliminator?
It's because they want Aaron Jeffrey to go out there and knock him out. They know that they have such a stacked roster, but Aaron Jeffrey is just like, you know, he'd be finishing guys in his 4 fights. Half of them were finishes.
Let's go.
So,
all right.
And his only losses other than to John Salter are all UFC guys, so he can't be that bad. Caio Baraya, Brendan Allen, Sean Brady.
Yeah, that's not bad at all, honestly.
Yeah.
No, I know that's not bad, but I was just making the joke.
Oh, yeah.
It's really just because they don't have fucking fighters, and they're just like, yeah, maybe there's a guy who can come in here and knock him out. He's coming off of a knockout loss.
Question, though. Because I know that, like, we didn't, like, have it here or anything, but I know that, like, recently they just laid out all of, like, the PFL tournament fights and all of that.
Yeah.
Is Impa in the season again for 205?
I didn't see the tournament brackets at all.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
Neither did I.
I got you. I didn't know if you guys knew, because in my head I'm just like, I don't recall seeing him necessarily, but it's like, if he is not in the tournament bracket, this 100%. I mean, like Fabian Edwards probably a bigger name, so like if anything that would be like better for them having in like the fight. But it's like they should have had Impa in a number one contenders fight, and then if he wins, like let him fight for Johnny Eblen again in a rematch for the title. Like with just how good and close of a fight that was over 3.
He is back in the tournament.
Okay, there you go.
Because it would be this, right? The main season shit.
Yep. Okay.
Or the regular season.
Yeah. Okay, my bad.
No, you're
I
good.
did. Yeah, I just like I didn't recall seeing him. So okay, so then that makes more sense. But I just it just kind of sucks.
That man wants another milli.
Wait, hold up.
Fucking blame him. He's probably gonna fucking fuck up a lot more people. Like, oh my god.
Okay, this is a fight. Sorry, I was looking to see, like, you know, went to their website for the tournament. Light heavyweights and lightweights are on the same card.
Yep.
Clay Collard versus Patricky Pitbull.
I forgot. I do remember seeing that. Yes. Yeah.
I like that.
No, yeah, I know fucking Liz Carmouche is in the tournament now, which I was so happy to fucking see. That was so great. Because I know we were kind of talking about that, and it was just like, okay, well, like, she's on the older side, so who knows if she wants to cut weight that many times, you know, but that's fucking awesome for them. But, nah, yeah, so they're going to do their thing with that. But to start off with Bellator, on the Bellator side this year, it's not that great of a card, just kind of kicking it off, and we just got to see how things go. But moving on to the real fight card this weekend, another UFC Apex event, right?
Yup.
Yep.
Ginger, you want to know something beautiful about the Apex?
What?
June 15th just got booked for the Apex, which will officially be UFC Apex 100. What do they do with that card?
That's crazy that they got to 100 Apex events.
You think that's gonna change the quality of the card?
Kate suggested the most perfect main event that I ever heard, that it has to be Sean Strickland.
Yeah, like who else would fucking main event that?
That was perfect.
Yes.
I very much appreciated that.
Strickland, obviously.
But we don't got UFC 100 Apex, or UFC Apex 100 this time. we just got good old Amanda Ribas versus Rose Namajunas. Thug Rose finally back. She's fighting again at 125 pounds. She had a rough debut, lost to Manon Fiorot at the division. I can just so vividly see that picture of after the fight of her fucking
finger.
pinky.
Yeah.
Just, oh man, that was the most fucked up I've ever seen a finger, I think, from a fight. Like, that shit was disgusting.
Yeah.
I think the only other one that I can think of is when that dude lost his finger in the regionals, in a regional scene fight.
Yep, I forgot about that. Yep. Yeah, dude did.
Oh, you didn't know about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, that's a good one. In the UFC, I have never seen a worse finger injury. But yeah, no, that shit was nasty. It was a rough loss. Manon Fiorot is an amazing fighter, so it's hard to get a win in a new weight class over her. But she's back though, against Amanda Ribas. Weren't sure if she was gonna go back to 115, but she's like, nah, I'm sticking at it. She wants to earn her way into a title shot for the end of this year, end the year as champ. That's just not happening.
She wants to be double champ.
No.
Is that what she said? She wants to be double champ? Like, simultaneous, she wants to, like...
I mean, I didn't see anything about, like, defending, but yeah, she... so maybe that's what she meant was getting this belt. Okay.
Yeah, 2 division champ.
I was just like, damn, does she want the belt? And then she's gonna drop down to fucking beat Zhang at 115 again? Like...
Moves up to fight Rocky.
That would go crazy.
Yeah, that would be the most fun that division would have in a while. But yeah, she's back against Amanda Ribas. There's no question at all about, just in terms of both of them in like their skill levels, like who has gotten to the top. Like, Rose has reached such more like greater heights than Amanda Ribas has in her career. It's not even questionable. It's always just the thing with Rose, how is she gonna come in, how's she gonna perform, which Rose is gonna show up. And in my opinion, for this one, I don't think that's going to be, like, the biggest factor of the fight. I feel like if a bad Rose comes in, she can easily win a decision over Amanda Ribas. And if a good Rose comes in, she's probably getting her out of there in the first round.
I understand where you're coming from. I think my biggest issue is that Trevor Whitman isn't going to be in the corner for this one either.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So if a bad Rose comes in without a Trevor Whitman, I feel like she could lose the decision. But if a good Rose comes in, it doesn't really matter.
I thought that kind of was just the thing, that Trevor Whitman wasn't going to be there anymore.
Oh yeah, because
was
he not in the last one either?
Nah.
He wasn't.
I forgot about that. I mean, like, it's definitely gonna, like, that's definitely not good for Rose, like, not having Trevor Whitman in the corner, for sure. He's by far one of the greatest coaches, like, to be like a coach in the UFC. He's done such great work for so many fighters, like
top 3 minimum.
Yeah, I don't know, man, because this Amanda Ribas first main event is gonna be 5 rounds. I don't know if she's gonna have the cardio and the pace to keep up over 5 to get it. Like, I don't know. I feel like I don't see Amanda being able to win 4 and 5 at all, and I don't think she banks the first 3 rounds like that.
Yeah.
No, I can understand that. It, like I said, it just kind of all depend on like what Rose does come out like. Because if it's like, I can't use the last fight really because she had an injury. Like if she gets injured again, then that's kind of just going to be on Ribas to win that. That's Ribas's to lose at that point.
I mean, I will say. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, with Ribas, it's not like she's a boring fighter. When it came to Carla, obviously, like, we just saw what happened, and Manon is very technical. Yeah. So I wonder if it'll play in the favor of Rose that Amanda's there to fight. She's going to have to be involved. So, like, I definitely do see what you're saying, because Amanda's not going to let her sit there and just play a patient game. She's going to want to fight. When she's grappling, she's going to try to grapple you. It's like, you really got to pay attention with her, and you really got to like stay active in there. So I feel like it's going to draw the fight out of her, and Rose is going to be there to fuck her up.
Exactly, because like you said, Amanda Ribas, she is a fun fighter. She's gonna press forward. She's throwing big shots. Like, she's looking to take you out of the fight. She's like, you know what I mean? So with all of that, exactly, it's gonna open up so many opportunities for Rose, because just like going through and just rewatching like a good run of fucking Rose yesterday, the technique on the feet, they're gonna be just levels apart. Just the movement in and out of Rose, like, also just looking through some of the stats too, like, more often than not, she's like outworking her opponents and landing more than her opponent. So I just don't see, like, I feel like Amanda's just going to be pushing forward into Rose throughout the fight, looking for big shots, and Rose is just going to be moving, landing big right hands on her, big check left hooks, moving out the angles, and I feel like she could just put on a clinic over however long, or it's like Macy Barber and Marina Rodriguez were able to get her out of there in the second round. I would not be surprised. Rose being more comfortable at this weight class, having a bit more time. First round finish for Rose, I would not be surprised. The head kick is there, the right hand, left hook is there. It's
no, I completely understand that. I'm always wary of a Rose fight, just because you can't be in their head. So it's just like, what are they like actually like? How are they actually feeling? How are they actually thinking? Type shit.
No, yeah, for sure. But this is easily her lowest drop in competition in years.
Yeah, and
like years.
That is true.
That was like kind of where my brain was going, because it's like the people that she's lost to. It's like Manon Fiorot, #1 contender right now, basically. You know, at like up a weight class for her first time. Carla Esparza, not the greatest fighter, but like it was just a boring decision, you know what I mean, and just lost on the split. It is what it is. And then before that, Jessica Andrade in 2019, fucking Karolina Kowalkiewicz 2016, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like you got to go back years to start getting to like just more of her losses, and it's like all of these people were amazing fighters. Like Amanda Ribas just being in like the top 10, she's had her ups and downs. Like I
understand where you're coming from.
I don't know. Like I understand the wariness to be just so confident in Rose because of just how she can perform sometimes, but that's where it comes to in my brain of like the heights that she's hit and like the level that she's at. I feel like the lower level of Rose is still so much better than Amanda Ribas on her best night.
Right.
Like I will definitely not like deny that Ribas easily has the potential to get Rose out of there for sure. Like I said, she's going to be throwing big shit. Like as much as she's going to be open for the counter shots from Rose, it's like because she's going to be going forward with just big wild shots trying to get her out of there. Her last win, a third round spinning wheel kick and then just beating the shit out of Luana Pinheiro up on the cage to finish it. Like that was just absolutely beautiful. Like this is going to be a very fun fight as long as it lasts.
Yeah.
I do think one of the biggest things is going to be like who ends up with the speed advantage, who is faster, because if it was at 115, it may be Rose, but Amanda Ribas is a lot more acclimated to 125 than Rose is. So
that's true.
I want to see like that, because even if Rose is trying to counter, if Amanda is able to get to her first, it just all depends.
No, and I feel it's also that, like, to your point too of just kind of like how Rose plays it out, like it's gonna depend on like the game plan too, because there are times where she wants to where she's easily more dedicated to just being more mobile, just staying on the outside countering, and then there are other times where she's like, I'm gonna hang around in the pocket for a little bit, and if she thinks that she can just do that easily, no problem, then she could start getting hit with some scary shots that could get her on skates for sure.
Yeah.
100%. It's like, I'm just so excited for this fight. It's gonna be very good. Thug Rose is one of my favorite fighters of all time. I'm always gonna be riding with her, so maybe a little bit of bias in my analysis and all that, you know what I mean? But hey, let's fucking go. The co-main event. Did I mention that it was an Apex card? If I did, if you've paid attention to Apex cards or listened to any people talk about Apex cards, you might start to realize that from the main event to the co-main event, it's a bit of a drop-off in quality, you could say.
I would say this is a big drop-off.
A big drop-off.
There
And
is
one of them's my boy.
unfortunate chance that this is going to be a very boring fight.
Yes.
Maybe boring to some people, but for me, I like Carl Williams. Even though he's not that great of a fighter, but he can wrestle in the heavyweight division, so that's always sometimes good, you know? It's just an interesting piece to the heavyweight puzzle. He's 9-1 in his career. He's on a good run.
2-0 overall in the UFC right now.
Yeah, both decision wins. And he's fighting Justin Tafa, who cannot grapple for shit. But
have we seen Justin grapple? I don't think we've seen him grapple. I think you're thinking Junior.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I forgot that it was Junior that lost to Muhammad Usman.
Yes.
They're basically the same fighter, so I'm just gonna also assume that Justin Tafa can't grapple.
It's possible.
He has 2 decision losses in a row to Jared Vanderaa and Carlos Felipe. I don't think you want me to look up the stats on that fight, Ginger.
He also missed weight at heavyweight.
He did do that against Harry Hunsucker. First ever guy to do it in the UFC division, or heavyweight division. It's amazing. He is kind of a legend for that, you know? On a 4-fight unbeaten streak.
Yeah, like, he's fun. He'd be knocking people out. It's cool, but I just feel like Carl's gonna go out there, take him down, and then he's gonna lay on top of him, and then it's gonna happen the second round and the third.
See, I
maybe hold him up against the cage for a while.
Carl Williams is gonna get his first career submission win against Justin Tafa.
Hopefully, Justin is bad enough for that to happen.
Justin is gonna get a knockout.
I don't want that.
Uppercut.
Don't say that.
He's going in for a double leg. He's gonna. I was about to say he's gonna Derek Lewis. Carl.
Just real quick, Ginger, I just have to bring this up to you because it's very funny. So Nubby's just been walking around the desk like the entire time. Okay, I wasn't sure. So she's gotten very interested lately into like look at the things going on the screens, and now currently she's just staring at like our voices moving on OBS and them just constantly going up and down.
But before, she was sitting there and just staring at Ginger and listening to Ginger talk like,
Yeah, she went to go bite at the screen one time.
Oh, that's funny. Also, I decided to look up the stats on that Jared Vanderaa fight. 0 takedown, 0 control time.
God damn it. Jared Vanderaa sucks, though. Has he ever taken anyone down?
It's just, I don't know. It's heavyweight fights. When you have one guy that's a striker and one guy that's a grappler, I feel like, and you get to lower levels, the grappling guy generally goes in there and takes him down. He's never been knocked out before. So, I don't know.
Jared has a takedown accuracy of 50%. He has attempted 2.
Nice.
So, there you go.
All I gotta say is Justin can easily win this fight. More than likely, that can happen. But I just hope Carl Williams can get it done.
I'm scared of it not happening. I hope Justin can do it.
No! Alright, so I'm going to be the only one rooting for Carl on this one?
First round knockout.
I'm definitely the only one rooting for Carl on this one. I don't think there's anyone that's going to watch
Carl can get a first round knockout. I'm rooting for a first round knockout.
First career submission win for Carl Williams. Third round. Third round. He's getting Justin tired. He's dragging him around the octagon, and then he's subbing him in the third with a toe hold.
See, this sounds like my prediction from last week now.
Moving on to the featured bout on the card. This one is even more thrilling than the last, right?
This could be okay.
Yeah.
This could be fun.
Edmund Shabazian versus AJ Dodson. This I have no excitement for this fight. Edmund should be able to beat AJ, no problem in this one. But
AJ's about to knock him out. What do you mean?
Yeah, he doesn't move his head that great. So, if Edmund doesn't get it done in the first round, or even probably in like the first 3 or 4 minutes, he'll probably outwork himself a little bit too much and then get finished.
Yeah.
Damn, Edmund's only 26 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He came in super young. Edmund, man.
They tried to push him a little too hard.
Yep.
And he got blonde Brunson.
God damn, yeah. His 4th fight in the UFC, Brunson, then Hermanson, Nasruddin, got Dolce, and then Fluffy.
It's like, that's the thing. Like, he really has only lost to, like, much better level competition.
Yeah, but it's like shit like that sucks because it's like, yeah, it was much better level competition, but now he's been finished 3 times.
Yeah, and that's where it's just, one of those things where pushing people too fast, it can just fuck their development so much, and it's like...
Oh, yeah.
That's why Muhammad Makayev should not be in a title fight, right?
Yes.
Exactly. But that's kind of like... The fucked up part about it is they gave him Derek Brunson. Derek Brunson just absolutely outworked him on the ground, taking him down, all that. All right, let's give him Jack, another really good grappler.
Like, solid matchmaking. I don't know, man. That's just the UFC sometimes, you know what I mean?
Doing what they do.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Hopefully, just like you said, still being so young, though, hopefully he's able to like actually get a better development going, actually progress as a fighter. Because when was the last time that he fought?
What was it, May of last year?
Yeah.
Yes.
So he did get finished in the 3rd round by Fluffy.
Oh,
yeah.
He's with Extreme Couture now. Good.
Yeah, that's
no longer with Tarverdian.
That's very good. He will get much better on the feet working with fucking Sean Strickland and fucking all the other. Yeah.
I was about to say.
Damn, they got a lot of middleweight guys over there now. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Strickland, Curtis.
Marvin's trained there. Roman Delidze, and I know the list just goes on. But yeah, hopefully Edmund could get it done. That would be good for him. This next one, though, is... Other than the main event, probably my most anticipated fight on the card.
Yeah, for sure.
Motherfucking Peyton Talbot, he's back. We were talking about it yesterday and forgot he did already have one fight inside the UFC.
Oh yeah, Nick Aguirre.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So 2nd fight in the UFC, taking on Cameron Saman. I just feel like Peyton is gonna go out there and just run the fuck over Cameron, man.
Yeah.
This dude, he's
special.
Yeah, man. He is. You could just tell that he's special because after that fucking Contender Series win and when he's just fucking dead man staring into the fucking camera and just being the weirdest dude out there, it's just like he's living. Just like he's just himself, you know what I mean? Just so comfortable, able to go out there to perform just in the way that he wants. Always trying to do wild and spectacular shit. 7 wins under his belt, 6 finishes, other than that Contender Series win.
Yeah.
And yeah,
even with the Contender Series win, we got to see his cardio over 3, where he keeps up a consistent pressure over 15 minutes.
Yes.
So to see that honestly was better for him.
No, 100%. Because it's just. Shit, fucking last week, Isaac Dolgarian, you know what I mean?
Yep.
6 wins, all finishes in the 1st round, and it's just like, how is he gonna look if the fight goes late? He did damn good 1 and 2, but round 3, he had fucking nothing in him, you know what I mean?
Nothing.
And it's like...
But Peyton, on the flip side, was afterwards fine.
Yeah, 25 years old, like, I really do expect that Peyton is going to be able to do very good things in the bantamweight division, and I would not be surprised at all in another year or two. Just depends on how the UFC kind of books him, how he's able to progress. He's going to be a top 15 guy. He's getting into the top 10. I would not be surprised if we see him in like title shots and shit like that. Like, dude is fucking good, man. He's so...
Yeah, and I mean, he's pretty active, too, so it's like 3 fights in 22, 3 fights in 23, it's like he's fighting early 24 right now. Like, if he keeps fighting like that, he can easily get into the top 15 in the next 2 years. Yeah. I mean, he keeps winning.
Yeah.
100%. And also, just like, I still love his quote of, I want to fight Sean O'Malley because I'm tired of everyone comparing us.
Yeah.
So the only reason I wanted to fight Sean was, I'm getting tired of people just saying I fight like O'Malley.
Yeah, and it's like Cameron on the flip side, like he is a very good prospect in his own right still. 23 years old, 2 years younger, and this is going to be his 5th UFC fight. Just took his first loss in his last one against a fucking C-Rod, which it's like, C-Rod's fucking good, man. You know, like it.
C-Rod's been taking O's, man.
Yeah, fuck it. Like it's solid, but I would not be surprised if Peyton's able to put him on a 2-fight losing streak and probably be the first one to finish him. And I wouldn't even be surprised if like he gets a finish and he's like the only one able to finish him for a long time. You know what I mean? Like it's just way more dynamic on the feet. I feel like he can hang in the grappling no problem.
Oh yeah.
This is Peyton's fight, man.
100%. I feel the same way about this fight. It's Peyton's fight. It's going to be interesting how they match up.
Yeah.
Match them up after this. Because you got a lot of guys who are coming in very recently in that weight class.
Yeah.
And there are some scary fights in that weight class for any one of these guys. So
yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah. Like, you know, we always talk about just, best divisions and shit like that. And it's like, obviously you got like 55 and 35, but it's like, if you were to like extend just that to maybe like even fuck the top 15 in general, just looking at all of the guys outside of that and who like are hanging around, 35 might be scarier than 55. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
there are so many fucking monsters where it's like, you gotta fucking put like 5 or 6 in a row to break towards the top 15 if like you don't have all this hype on you. You know what I mean? Like, it's man. I fucking love it. Great division, so many great fighters, and like you said, Jinder, so many great prospects coming up right now. Moving up a weight class, though, to the 145-pound division, another very great division, too. We got Billy Q, he's back, and he's taking on Yusuf Zalal, which I don't know how many people know about Yusuf Zalal. He fought, 7 fights in the UFC, went 3-3, 1 draw, got cut from the UFC. He's then been on a nice little run outside of it, back on his second stint. This dude is a very solid fighter. He's only 27 years old still, 5'10", 75-inch reach at 145. Just fucking long-ass arms in the division. But
damn,
this dude is, like, he got all of his fights in the UFC were decisions. Like, his losses, though, split decisions. Sean Woodson, great guy. Sung Woo Choi, very solid fighter. And then Ilia Topuria making his UFC debut, which it's like, obviously, we know how good Ilia Topuria is. I saw in I guess like in his media day, he was saying just like fuck Josh Emmett, like that wasn't Ilya's hardest fight, like I was his hardest fight. But it's like because I'm pretty sure it was that fight where like as soon as the fight started, Yusuf ran out there spinning back kick right to Ilya's body and like hurt him right away. Got into a scramble, like it was a good fight, but I'm just very excited to see how he's able to perform second time around in the UFC, 27 years old now. Billy Q, been around for a while. We know what he's all about. He's 35 years old now. Did not realize he was that old, actually. One of those guys that definitely just kind of I don't know, just feel like they're younger. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's because he's been one of those guys that hangs around outside of the division so he can get good fights. Like, he might lose some of them, but he can still get those wins. So it's like, he's young doing his thing.
Yeah, But he's been not on the greatest run recently, but his last few losses, Gavin Tucker, Shane Burgos, Edson Barboza, no shame in any of those. All very solid fighters.
I don't know. Went over Alexander Hernandez.
Yeah, that was a crazy fight.
Oh my god.
Taking him on in Hernandez's featherweight debut, got absolutely mollywopped round 1, came back to just absolutely destroy him round 2. It was so good.
Yeah.
But I just feel like Yusuf probably gonna be able to ride out a solid decision win over Billy. I feel like he's just going to be a little bit better everywhere. He's going to be hitting takedowns, going to be controlling them. It'd be very nice if he's able to get a finish in the UFC, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
What else is on this card? The main event opener means nothing. Do you guys want to say anything about that stellar fight?
Not much.
The main event opener?
Main card opener.
I was
Sorry.
about to say main event opener.
You know what I mean.
I was gonna let it go.
The Battle of the Old Men at 55.
What? No, that's the prelim main event.
Oh shit, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
I meant the main card opener, sorry.
I didn't even see that fight. I skipped right past it. What's up?
yeah.
Exactly. That's
But fuck that fight, because the one that you brought up, the prelim main event, that's a way better fight. Battle of the Old Men, as she said. Trey Ogden versus Kurt Hollabaugh. Let's fucking go, right?
I didn't realize that Lewis was making his debut. Wouldn't be a main event if they didn't have a debuter on there at the Apex, right?
Mm-hmm.
So another fight Kurt's gonna lose?
What? He just beat Austin Hubbard.
Jimmy took that personally.
The last time he lost a fight was 2019 against Thiago Moises. Shane Burgos and then Hayani Barcelos before that.
He got arm barred by Shane Burgos.
You know how good of a fighter Shane Burgos is?
I know how good of a striker he is.
He could armbar you.
Oh wow. He can armbar someone who's never done BJJ. Wow.
Second do jujitsu.
Kurt, he's 37 years old. But he's my boy. He's on his second run in the UFC.
Yeah, he finally got his first win in his second run.
Yep.
I guess technically... No, this would be his third run, my bad. Because he came in, got a loss, got cut, and then came back after some wins, and then...
Oh, he came in through the Strikeforce merger, okay.
Yeah, and then he got no contest on Contender Series, and then got brought in, lost 3 in a row, and got cut.
Yep.
But then he beat Jason Knight on The Ultimate Fighter, and then beat Austin Hubbard. Like, that's good. That's good for a 37-year-old man, you know what I mean?
Was this a...
He'll probably gonna lose this one.
Okay.
Are there any fights on this prelim card that you care about at all, though, Kate?
No.
No?
For once, no.
Ginger, you got any that you are excited for or feel like might be fun?
Ricardo Ramos versus Julian Orosa.
Yeah, Juicy J.
Oh, well, okay, sorry. I was thinking about cared about, but honestly, the second fight on the prelim should also be fun.
Igor?
Yeah. I don't know these guys. They're both making their debut, but they're 125ers that have a lot of finishes on the record.
Yeah, both undefeated.
Yeah.
You're right.
Damn.
That should be good.
Someone's O has got to go.
Or not.
No.
Just goes to a great draw.
I was about to say, that's still an O.
All right, I'll give you that. But did you want to say anything on Ramos and Orosa?
Oh, that's just going to be a banger of a fight. Neither of them are really in boring fights.
Yeah.
That's just going to be a fun banger as long as it lasts, because it's probably going to be a first-round finish. And it's probably going to be Ramos winning.
It's very possible. If it goes long, it definitely has possibility to be fight of the night for sure.
Oh, yeah. Because Orosa doesn't have the greatest chin. Unfortunately.
But he likes to fight like he's super slick, you know what I mean?
Yes.
That's why he'd be getting knocked the fuck out.
Yep.
But
respectfully.
He's so fun.
I know.
Like he's one of those guys. Yeah, it's just
fun.
Like exactly. You see Juicy J in a fight against someone, it's just like nice. This is gonna be a fucking like just someone that for sure is not getting paid enough for the wars that he puts on. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, you just gotta give respect to guys like that.
Mm-hmm.
For me though, another guy coming off The Ultimate Fighter last season, right? Cody Gibson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he's taking on Miles Johns. Honestly, I'm excited for that fight. I do think that it's gonna be fun. Miles Johns is very solid. He's probably gonna get a win over Cody in this one.
Another set of bantamweights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Miles Johns very solid. Still only 29 years old, so he can definitely do some work inside of this division. I believe one of my boys from a while ago. Let's go.
Cody Gibson is also 1-4 in the UFC.
Yes.
Just lost to Brad. But at least he got a win before The Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah. Johnny Bedford.
Oh, I fucking love Johnny Bedford. Did you know about Johnny Bedford?
punched
Top
him
of my head,
38
no.
seconds into the first round.
Oh man, oh my boy. No. Oh, yep. He's a BKFC guy now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
Let's go.
start of this card is gonna be awful.
Nah, okay, start of this card. I wasn't even going to bring it up, but because you said it, now it's got to be Muhammad Usman versus Mick Parkins. I am actually kind of excited for this fight. It's a perfect prelim opener, and Mick Parkins, as a young guy in the heavyweight division coming up, needs a test like this. It's a perfect fight, and I'm excited for it. Let's see how good he is compared to his teammates.
Yeah, like there's nowhere else to put a fight like this other than the opening fight on the Apex,
Yeah.
but I don't have to be excited about it.
You don't
Another
have to,
boring
but
heavyweight fight.
Well, we got 2 heavyweight fights on this card, right?
Yep.
Both of them going to a decision. Let's
Yeah,
fucking
that's
go.
so
No, they're
bad.
not.
Mick Parkins and fucking Carl Williams. Yes. Yes.
I don't care who wins this one, but it's gonna be Justin Tough and the co-main.
Ooh. But that's it for this UFC card. It's not the greatest Apex card. It is an Apex card. Let's fucking go. But we got some motherfucking fight news, and am I so much to fucking say. Ginger, when you hit me up with this one, I just oh my god. UFC 301. We know it's in Rio, and we knew that Pantoja was going to defend his title on that card. But the questions were who? You had Brandon Royval just beating Brandon Moreno in a rematch for them. So that would be a rematch against Pantoja.
In a lackluster decision.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest, and that was just the last fight. That was just for the title.
Yes.
Then you had Muhammad Makayev get a win over Alex Perez in lackluster fashion, and struggled with that in very many potentials, and was kind of begging for that title shot at a point.
Yep.
But the UFC did the motherfucking right thing, they went with the guy that everyone knows the least. No one cares about, no one's been talking about, but boy, are they gonna fucking know him now.
We've been talking about him.
I know, but ain't nobody knows the fucking about him.
We've been talking.
Steve Astro Boy Erceg. 3 fights in the UFC, and he gets himself a title shot. It's one of those things where it's just kind of funny and sad at the same time when you have someone like Bilal, you know what I mean?
I was about to say,
Yeah.
And it's just time and opportunity. That's just so many factors.
100%.
Because it's like he came in short notice against ranked number 15 David Dvorak, beat him, takes an unranked fight and beats him, and they were like, all right, let's move you up in the division. Or was it Alessandro Costa, did he end up getting bumped into the rankings for a moment?
No.
Okay.
No.
So then, yeah. And then just knocks the fuck out of Match now. And they're like, this is the guy.
Yes.
Because
shooting Astro Boy to the moon with this tile shot. And yes, tied about Bilal. Just Bilal probably looking at this announcement like, how do you do that?
Yeah, I know.
Unfortunately.
I know. It sucks for guys like Bilal and shit like that, but it's like, for someone like Steve Erceg, it's the state of the division right now. Everyone at the top of the division, no one deserves a title shot.
And they've all fought each other.
Yeah, they've all fought each other. Most of them have fought for the title. Or you have the one new guy in Albazi who's out with injury.
Yeah. Kai needs a win. Nicolau and Kopp are booked. Perez lost. Ain't no way you're giving Tim Elliott the shot.
And either way, they weren't going to give Manel Kopp the chance either
because
way.
He missed weight.
Yeah, like...
And then, so it's like, obviously,
I know,
Muhammad Makayev is making the most noise coming up in that division. But
yes,
just looking at the skill levels, like, it is just not even close. The skill level just currently at the point where Makayev and Erceg are at. Erceg is just light years above Makayev in every aspect of the sport. It is what it is. It doesn't matter that Makayev's got more opportunities. He's higher in the rankings.
Yes.
Like, Erceg would destroy him right now. Out of all the guys coming up, he's got the best chance in the title fight.
Yeah.
And we've been defending Makayev, in his last 3, almost gets knee barred. Was about to lose the decision to Tim Elliott, and then just very lackluster against Perez. And we were defending him up until the Perez fight, where it was just like, okay, there is actually a lot of fucking holes here.
Yeah.
There's too many, and Pantoja's a lot better than Perez.
For sure. But I mean, I'll still defend Mikhaev
Yes.
in the sense that he's young as
Yes.
fuck and has plenty of time to grow. So I personally
No,
don't want to
yes.
see him thrown into a title shot. Watch, you know what I mean? Like,
Too soon.
you
don't wanna
can
dare
build
tell
him up. And I feel like the biggest part when it comes to Mikhaev is the fact that he was kind of fighting unranked guys and then got Tim Elliott
Yes.
and then got Perez. Like, those were his first two ranked guys.
Mhm.
That's a big jump in experience, and he ended up being able to
No,
get
it
it
is.
done first. So good on him, but let him
Yes.
build up more experience.
Exactly.
He needs it.
Like, we just talked about this with Edmund Shabazian, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like, you
Yes.
don't, like, what, he's still 23 years old, 24 years old now? Like,
If he is 24, he just turned it.
yeah, like, dude is so young for a guy to, like, his A plan is to just drop and shoot on takedowns.
Yes.
And then his B plan is to drop and shoot on takedowns.
Yes.
And that's what he has. This dude is not technically on the level of Pantoja. Like, it's so far apart. Like, that would just be absolutely terrible for his career. Like, it's
Yes.
just, even if Steve Erceg goes in there and gets beat the fuck up by Pantoja, it's like, even if it's real bad, like, it's just not, it's not going to be the same. You know what I mean? It's
Not-
like,
no. I think it's also because, like, Erceg has got to be coming in with very little pressure as well, because he has zero hype on him. Like, not zero, but like to the mainstream, like he has
no, yeah,
No,
no,
yeah.
hype, no
He-
hype.
no
has
hype.
it all. And it's just like, what are people gonna say? You lost to Pantoja, who is currently 9-0 against top 10 opponents.
Yeah.
Like, what are people gonna say?
Yeah. He's literally beaten the fucking, like, the people at the, like, ranked 1 and 2, 3 and 2 times over. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's like for him, he takes this, he becomes 3-1 in the UFC, and it's like, okay, your one loss is to Pantoja, your
The
fourth
champ.
fight in the UFC. No shame on that.
Yeah.
But if he
No.
wins, bruh,
Oh my god.
it's like, this is very much a low risk, high fucking rewards for him.
Yes.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised that he's probably just going to get a general bump up in his contract for taking this fight, too. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's,
yeah.
and in all reality, like, I don't know. It could just be my love and bias for Steve Erceg, but he just also, just listening to him talking some shit, like, he has a great mind for the sport. He's very well in tuned with just what he needs to do, just everything. I would not be surprised if Erceg goes in there to fucking Rio, home fucking country of Pantoja, and takes that belt from him. I really would not be. Pantoja, especially with how he's fought his last 2 fights, just the crazy pressure and the wild aggression at points on the feet. Like, Erceg, I think, will be technically more sound and just more, like, defensively sound on the feet than Pantoja is going to be. He's going to be able to clip Pantoja with some clean shots. If he gets, like, Pantoja shooting out, like, on too far of range on takedowns, he could wrap up chokes, because it's like, he got that amazing knockout in his last one. He has way more submission wins in his career overall. Like, he is such a good, well-rounded fighter. I would not be surprised if, not only he gets the belt, but if he's the first one to finish Pantoja, too. Like, I'm so excited for this one, man.
Yeah, no, it's entirely possible.
And then, so yeah, we got that last Friday. And then on Saturday, we got this announcement, which I have so many mixed feelings about this one. But at the pure of it, what a fucking amazing fight. My fucking boy,
Yes.
Jonathan Martinez, I've been so high on him for so fucking long.
Yep.
And he's taken on the return of the King of Rio, Jose Aldo.
Did you see what Jonathan said when he was offered this fight? He was like, Jose who? Because he was like, who are you talking about?
yeah.
Because he didn't believe that he was returning and this is who they were offering him. And when he
Yes.
found out, he was like, yes. What?
Yeah.
Bro,
It's
I like just the chills, all the feels of this fight. It's just absolutely insane. I believe Jonathan Martinez is currently on a 7 or 8 fight win streak in the bantamweight division right now. His last 2 wins, amazing wins over Said Nurmagomedov and Adrian Yanez. The way he just dismantled Adrian with the fucking leg kicks and just, bro, Is Martinez gonna go out there and try and fucking leg kick with the leg kick king in the fucking like the king of Rio in fucking Rio?
I feel like he's going to. It's what he does.
That-
Bro has 2 leg kick finishes, 1 in 22, 1 in 23. It's like he always be kicking up his like I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like there's just no way.
Because it was I'm pretty sure the Vince Morales fight, like he was damn near close to getting a fucking leg kick TKO in that one. Like he had his leg all sorts of fucked up in that one. Like it's just Jose is obviously his leg kicks are amazing, but it's like with him having that, his checking game is on point. Like you don't leg kick Jose Aldo.
No.
That's no one.
Yeah, that's what's scary. I do not want to see nobody's nothing snap.
That's what I am so fucking afraid of in this, and it's because it's like Jose Aldo, whatever, however you want to say it. He's 37 years old at this point as well. At 135 pounds against someone like Jonathan Martin, like that is such a scary age to be at. If he's like kind of a show of what he was, even just like in the Marab and just like, the fights before that, like just his last little run, Martinez can easily dismantle him over the 3 rounds. I have zero doubts about that.
Yeah. I can see that.
But if Aldo comes in great shape and ready to fucking rock and roll, this dude's probably gonna finish Jonathan with like a first or second round left hook to the liver, and he's just gonna fold him up, and I'm gonna want to cry. I'm gonna want to cry if fucking Jose Aldo loses the fight. Like it's, I don't like this one.
I can see.
I hate it. And
that was what I was gonna bring up was that patented Jose Aldo left hook to the body.
Yeah,
I just see that happening.
Yeah, man.
And I mean, Jose wasn't on like the worst run. It wasn't like very exciting, but like, yeah, he had 3 wins over Cheeto, Pedro, and Rob, and then lost to Marab, and then retired. Like,
like it's fucking, like and just Marab got 0 takedowns on the motherfucker across 3 rounds. Bless you. But like, just
thank you.
It's just crazy. Oh, I am just so excited for that one. Another great fight to be added to 301. If like Pantoja Erceg is the main event with that as the co-main, like that's honestly for me, I'm pretty okay with that. Like we already knew that the cards and fights around like before and after 300 are going to be lacking a little bit here and there. It's just like
yeah.
Also, yes, Pantoja Erceg is confirmed the main event at the moment. Obviously, if Pereira knocks out Jamal Hill in like the first 30 seconds or minute or whatever takes no damage, he could possibly step in and fight
Ankalaev,
but I doubt they do that just because I don't think Ankalaev is gonna take a fight on 30 days notice.
I feel like he's got to be ready and just like I don't know. He's already been like talking about it, so I feel like if that's an option that the UFC has in mind as a potential, they've already told him, hey, this is a potential. Ready. Like,
I mean, potentially, but if they're taking any pay-per-views to like an Abu Dhabi or anything, like that's a fight they could easily just throw it in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all of that's confirmed for Abu Dhabi is Fight Night in August. I'm pretty sure. So so when you know what I mean, so I don't know.
But we don't.
We'll see how it goes, but
you see what I mean.
I feel like it's going to be a solid card for the Brazilian crowd either way.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go. We were supposed to have Brendan Allen get his nice step up into the top 5 of the middleweight division against Marvin Vettori, but that is no longer happening, so he gets a rematch against the last person that he lost to, I believe, in Chris Curtis. I think that was his last loss.
Yeah.
More likely.
Chris Curtis, obviously, no surprise that he's taken this fucking main event short notice. Like, you know what I mean? He's just one of them guys.
Well, and also, you got to think for him, it's like, no, I'm going to take this fight. I finished him last time I fought him. Why wouldn't I take this fight?
Mm-hmm.
I did it once. I'll do it again.
The only people to finish him, Sean Strickland and Chris Curtis. And Chris Curtis about to do it again.
I don't think so.
He's trying to get bumped up into the rankings with his buddy. What do you mean?
That would
put him at number 6.
Yeah.
That would be a great step up for him. Oh my god, he cannot hang with those guys. Goddamn.
Bro, imagine he went out there and did it again though.
I would feel so bad for Brendan Allen, man.
I would feel bad for Brendan.
Because it's like with the fight against Marvin, I genuinely felt like he could have been the first one to submit Marvin Vettori, and then he's right there. But oh my god, if he gets finished. But I mean, it's also like if he gets finished by Chris Curtis, then it's like, yeah, if he's going to be fighting Sean Strickland in a rematch, or Jared Cannonier, or Whitaker, or Izzy, it's like, dude's going to get
fucked.
Exactly.
He's going to get finished, yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely expect Brendan Allen to be able to get this one back. I would not be surprised if he gets another rear naked choke on his record, keeps the run going. But yeah. New main event for Apex in 2 weeks. Let's go. Right.
Woohoo.
Also on the Brazil card, 301, motherfucking Michel Pereira. He's already back. He fucking smashed Olazejchuk in his last one. Super quick. No fucking, obviously no injuries or anything. It was just a domination.
Yeah.
So they get him in there against Mahmoud Muradov, which is, I feel like this is kind of a step down in competition in a way from Olazejchuk.
I think it really just has to do with time. You know?
Yeah.
Mahmoud, he got the no contest in his last fight, so I'm sure that he was upset that he didn't get to fight, get paid, you know?
Exactly.
Michel, he's just fucking crazy, and he's like, I want to fight, and he got that first round finish. It's like, who's willing to take it at this very specific time, and like, you know, shorter notice than you normally would have known.
Yes.
Like,
that's exactly. It's more than like, yeah, that's, yeah. But either way, Michel Pereira, I hope at least for this one, maybe they let him do something a bit more fun for his walkout, since you know he's in Brazil and shit. But the UFC is just a bunch of party poopers, so probably not.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't believe they said they didn't like his walkout.
Dana already said, like, yeah, he doesn't like those types of walkouts and shit, which I'm just like, Dana, shut the fuck up.
Why? You hate fun?
It's the fucked up thing about Dana White. He is such a walking contradiction. He wants fighters to promote themselves, but he doesn't want them to have a personality.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want anyone to be bigger than the brand.
Exactly. Bingo, bingo. Because they already learned that with Conor McGregor. There's like, fuck, he got too big for his britches. It's crazy. But, you know, we'll get into some more of that shit later. More fights that got announced, though. Jillian Robertson versus Michelle Waterson Gomez. I am excited for that one. Jillian about to get another submission win on her record.
Yep.
What do you think, Ginger?
Oh, yeah, no. Jillian's gonna get another sub.
Yeah, with Ty going on that 4-fight losing streak, he joined the class of Dominic Reyes and Michelle Waterson Gomez on 4-fight losing streaks of fighters that are still ranked in the top 15.
Nice.
Yeah.
This one definitely would have to bump her out. There's no way.
And
there's
exactly
no way.
That's just kind of where I was going with that.
She's
5 in a row.
38 years old.
Yeah. Well, not only that, she's 14 fighting 15. Like,
well, yeah.
Bump her out. Put someone else at 15.
Yeah.
I guarantee you there's someone deserving of it.
You see Gomez after she wins?
Tell you.
Probably.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's like Michelle, she's been around doing the thing for so long, but it's like you said, 38 years old. She's so far past her prime, and it's just, it is getting about time to hang it up. Just, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. It's one of those things. It's not like she's getting fucking beat up the worst, you know what I mean? So it's like,
that last one was bad.
I honestly don't remember the last one, honestly.
Against Marino Rodriguez? Rodriguez?
Yeah. He did get beat up in that one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, fight non-ranked people, you know what I mean? Let her maybe trade some wins and losses potentially. I don't know. It's just one of those things, you know what I mean? It's hard to tell people to retire.
No, exactly. It's up to her to decide. I'm just pointing out that, yeah, it's kind of to that point where it's like 5 losses in a row, 38, going on 39. It's just like, there's very few fighters in general who do well at that age.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, it's time.
Yeah. But that should be a decent fight, though. Going on to another very fun fight. I'm fucking excited for this. Another guy that got a fucking very quick finish. I believe it was about 18 seconds for his UFC debut. Robelis de Spain. He's already back fighting Waldo Cortez Acosta. It's basically the same thing as the last one. It's like, can Waldo just extend the fight? Can he not get knocked out right away? Can he maybe try some grappling on him? You know what I mean? Just, can he not get one punched?
With the way he throws strikes, I just see a counter right, straight down the pipe, unconscious.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
If he decides to just only use his jab for 15 minutes, he might be able to win this fight.
I don't think so.
But yeah, he's probably getting knocked out early.
Yeah.
But those are all the confirmed fight announcements. Let's fucking go. So we got just a little bit more stuff to talk about. Don Davis, he was on Ariel's show today, and just talking about some more PFL shit, announcing some stuff. The most interesting thing that I kind of took away from that was he's planning for a pay-per-view card. I believe he said no later than September, or it could be later. It might have been a different card that he was talking about. But either way, later on in the year. But PFL pay-per-view event for the main event. Francis Ngannou, Renan Ferreira. Obviously, when Renan got that win over Bader, just saying that he's going to be the next one to fight Francis in his MMA return. So that makes all the sense. Co-main, they want Chris Cyborg versus Larissa Pacheco, which is easily one of the best fights that they can make in the PFL Bellator. Out of all the fighters they got, that's one of the best they can do right now. It's absolutely amazing. But on that card, they also want Cedric Doumbé fighting someone. Whoever that may be at that point. They did. Don Davis did say that Cedric will fight again before that in Paris, in the same arena.
Okay.
So they might run it back with Baki. They might move on to a different opponent.
They'll probably try to find a better opponent, and if they can't find anyone, they'll run it back with Baki.
Yep, and
I would say just go ahead and run it back with Baki this time, and then you find someone for the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
because you don't just want that leaning, like just having that, clouding whatever fight is on the pay-per-view of
100%. Yeah. Like it would definitely be smart to have him go in there, look good again in his hometown. You know what I mean? Just get get a good win. Maybe they try and set him up. Huh?
I'm fucking joking.
I didn't hear.
I said, and then bring Mike Perry in.
Hey, that'd be a fun fight.
That would be a fun fight.
But nah, maybe they try and get fucking Jason Jackson defending his title against Cedric Doumbé on that card, depending on who they get him, like who Cedric can get a win against. That's probably the biggest fight they can do with Cedric.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would definitely be a fun one to see, though. Yes.
Let's say Cedric has said he wanted to fight Pettis. I don't know if Pettis comes back or not.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be either, especially if they give him a big paycheck.
Hell yeah. But that's the PFL stuff to talk about. Now we got a little bit more UFC stuff to talk about. And the whole fighter lawsuit, it's finally come to an end. They've settled on an agreement, which was a payout to the fighters of $335 million.
Yes.
And that's it. Which anyone that sees that and has like, oh, that's like so much money or whatever, they were looking to get 800 million to like 1.2 1.4 billion for like the class of the fighters. There was so many other potential things that this could have led to if it like went to trial and it went their way. Like it just
just to clarify, it was 2 lawsuits.
Yeah.
Because there's one from one period of time to, I think, 2012 and then 2012 or whatever to current.
Or I'm pretty sure up to 2017. And then it's 2017.
Or 2017, yeah. Whatever it ended up being. But like, and the first one, if they had just settled on that one was already just about, payment for fighters who were fighting earlier in the UFC's run.
Yeah.
The second lawsuit would have seen the potential for contractual changes, things like that, a breakup of a monopsony. It sucks that second one is rolled into this settlement.
Yes. Yeah, because exactly, they were pushing for just so many changes to just the way that contracts would have been done in MMA in North America or like the US, you know what I mean? Like it just would have changed the game entirely. The length of the contracts probably would have been shortened so much crazier, no sunset clause. Like there just so much would have been like gone in favor of the fighters. And yeah, and so now I'm pretty sure between about like 1,214 fighters that it's the 335 mil, and yeah, it's just I'm pretty sure it's like a little bit over $200,000. Yeah, it for each fighter, and it's also the UFC gets to pay it over like a period of time. It's not like one lump sum. Well,
most companies don't have liquid cash like that.
No, yeah, but this is just such a big win for the UFC on this in all reality. Like the amount of money, like they made more money in profits in 2022 just from just the UFC alone than what this is costing them. Yeah, they made even more in 2023 and projected to make even more this year. Like it's just probably their profits for like halfway or 3/4 of the way through the year they'll be fucking like done with it.
Especially because it's not just UFC, it's the parent company of the UFC now, TKO.
Yep.
Which also rolls into all the profits with the WWE.
Yep. Which make even more than the UFC. So this is just like, all right, whatever. They just be over and done with it. Like they're like, yeah, it just fucking sucks. But I saw like Nate Quarry just talking about it, and just the other option would have been to like basically drop these lawsuits and then refile everything under one, try and like it basically they would have had to like restart the process to try and like get more than just like a like cash settlement or whatever. So it's like, yeah, they just would have been another 10-year process to be where they were at now with no guarantees of anything, you know what I mean? So it just sucks. It's nice that like those fighters at least get something, you know what I mean? Something's better than nothing, but the potential for so much more that was on the table, it just sucks to see.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing about it is just it sucks to see because there could have been so much change out of this. And just like, because now like they can't even fighters can't even sue because of the new contracts the way they're set up because it goes through arbitration. Yep.
So like the chances for this ever happening again, it would have to be like for something to change at this point, the government themselves would have to look at like these contracts and be like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. We can't allow this. So like an Ali Act for boxing, like that's what would have to happen in MMA now. Which with how the fucking government is and everything like that, is very unlikely. I feel like something like that happens.
The only reason the first time that the government got involved in boxing was because of corruption, and then the second time was just like, Ali was just such a cultural fucking icon, and just that it's just like, it can be pushed by someone like that, you know what I mean? So we don't have that in MMA. The best one, the only one who has like even any percentage of what that would have been Conor, and he's a selfish asshole.
Yeah, but I mean, shit, I don't know. Maybe it's like depending on how fucking shit goes for him. Like this dude's trying to get 2 fights in this year because he got 2 fights left on his contract. He wants to fight those, be done with his contract, and probably go on to do his own shit. And then you got Dan White be like, oh well, fall time, hopefully. I know he was on Ariel's show today. I didn't get a chance to listen to that. Like he said that he's ready to go for the summer. Who knows if that's actually going to be a thing.
We're gonna have to listen to Dana Saturday.
Yep.
And listen to him be like, Conor's too rich. It's hard to get him to fight.
Like, bro, this
even though we know it's Conor trying to actually fight. Dana is so full of shit.
And it's just great how there's so many fans that just are so like they just lick the boots of the UFC so crazily that it's like there's Doesn't matter what Dana says or whatever. They're just always pro UFC. It's just
I was about to say, just licking the boots and playing the old rusty trombone on them.
the old skin flute. You know what I mean?
I will never forget Rampage Jackson saying that about Joe Rogan. I just had to throw that in there.
But on that note, that's the end of this podcast. There ain't nothing left to talk about. I hope everyone enjoyed this one. If you did, like I said at the top, like and subscribe. Maybe tell us your thoughts on all the shit going on. Your thoughts on the fight card coming up. Drop it in the comments. Let's fucking go. We'll catch you on the review to hopefully an amazing Thug Bros performance. Peace out, everyone.